Have you ever stood in front of the cheese section at the grocery store and thought, what's the healthiest option for someone my age? You're not alone. Most folks over 60 still enjoy cheese regularly, but what many don't realize is that some of the most common choices could quietly be working against their health. Certain cheeses can actually support your bones, heart, digestion, and even your mood, but others? They could be adding to inflammation, raising your blood pressure, and increasing your risk of stroke or memory loss without you even knowing it. That's why this video is so important. Today, we're going to talk about 4 cheeses you should be eating more of, and 4 you might need to leave behind for good. You'll learn which ones strengthen your bones, which ones help your gut, and which ones have hidden ingredients that can harm you over time. Before we start, I'd love to know, where are you watching from today? Just drop your state or city in the comments below. And if you have any natural health tips of your own, feel free to share those too. Someone else might really benefit from hearing what's worked for you. 1. Aged Gouda. Most people just enjoy its rich, nutty flavor. But here's the thing, aged Gouda is actually a hidden gem when it comes to supporting your health in your later years. What makes it special is something called vitamin K2. You might not hear much about it, but it plays a huge role in keeping your arteries clean and your bones strong. K2 basically tells the calcium in your body where to go, away from your heart and straight into your bones, which helps prevent dangerous plaque buildup and keeps your skeleton from becoming brittle. Studies have shown that folks who get more K2 have less artery blockage and fewer fractures as they age. 1 little ounce of aged Gouda can give you more K2 than most people get in an entire week. Now let's talk about digestion. As we age, our bodies can struggle with breaking down certain foods, especially dairy. But aged Gouda? It's easier to digest because the proteins break down during the aging process into smaller pieces called peptides. These are gentler on your gut and easier for your body to absorb. And here's something even more interesting, aged Gouda contains postbiotics, not just probiotics or prebiotics, but compounds that come after fermentation. These help your gut, fight inflammation, and may even have a positive effect on your mood by supporting the connection between your gut and your brain. If you're lactose sensitive, there's good news, aged Gouda has very low lactose because most of it disappears during the aging process. So even if regular milk bothers you, you might still enjoy this cheese without trouble. Want to get the most out of it? Let it sit out until it's room temperature, that's when the nutrients and flavors really come alive. Try a slice with some apple or a few whole grain crackers, and your gut will thank you. 2. Parmigiano Reggiano. Now let's talk about real Parmigiano Reggiano, not the stuff in the green can, but the authentic cheese from Italy that's aged for years and packed with natural goodness. First off, Parmigiano Reggiano is one of the most digestible cheeses out there. Why? Because it goes through a long aging process, about 2 to 3 years, which breaks down the proteins into smaller, easier to digest pieces. Even if dairy usually upsets your stomach, many older adults find they can tolerate this cheese with no problem at all. That's a big deal when your digestive system isn't what it used to be. It's also loaded with calcium, but not just any calcium, the kind your body can actually absorb and use. In fact, 1 ounce has more calcium than a glass of milk, and it comes with the right balance of magnesium and phosphorus, which helps your bones absorb it better. That matters when you're trying to stay strong, prevent falls, or avoid fractures. Here's something many people don't know, this cheese contains natural compounds that support mental well-being, like peptides that can help reduce anxiety and improve sleep. It also has tyrosine, an amino acid your brain uses to stay sharp and focused. It's almost like you're feeding your body and mind at the same time. And yes, it's lactose-free thanks to the aging process. Plus, it includes beneficial bacteria that can help your gut stay balanced and support your immune system. You're not just snacking, you're building strength from the inside out. Want a tip from the Italians? Break it into small chunks and eat a little after meals, not before. Just 1 ounce can help with digestion and give you a clean protein boost without overloading your system. If you drizzle a bit of aged balsamic vinegar on top, it'll even help your body absorb the minerals better. 3. Grass-fed raw cheddar. Let's move on to something that might surprise you: raw cheddar made from grass-fed cows. Now, I know the word raw might make some people nervous, but when this cheese is made properly and aged for at least 60 days, as the law requires, it becomes not only safe, but incredibly healthy. Especially for someone in their 60s, 70s, or even 80s. What makes this cheese so special is what it keeps, not what it loses. Because it's not pasteurized, the natural enzymes and probiotics stay alive. These help your body break down food, absorb nutrients, and keep your gut running smoothly. A strong gut doesn't just help with digestion, it's tied to your immune system, your energy levels, and even your mood. But it gets even better. Raw cheddar from grass-fed cows has up to 500% more CLA, that's conjugated linoleic acid, compared to regular cheddar. CLA is a healthy fat that fights inflammation, supports a healthy weight, and may even help your body resist certain types of cancer. On top of that, this cheese is rich in omega-3 fatty acids, which are great for your heart and brain. And let's talk vitamins. This cheese contains vitamin A in its most usable form, retinol, which supports your eyesight, your skin, and your immune defenses. It's also a rare natural source of vitamin D, something many older adults are low in. But the real gem here? Vitamin K2 in the -4 Malawian Kwacha's form, the kind that helps move calcium into your bones and out of your arteries, protecting both your heart and your skeleton. Now, to get the full benefit, don't cook this cheese at high heat. Heating it above 120 degrees Fahrenheit kills the good bacteria and enzymes. Instead, let it sit out and come to room temperature before eating. Try pairing it with fermented vegetables like sauerkraut or pickles. This combo gives your gut a double dose of good bacteria and keeps things moving in the right direction. Just 1.5 to 2 ounces is enough to get the benefits without overdoing the saturated fat. It's not about giving up cheese, it's about choosing the one that supports your life, not works against it. 4. Swiss Gruyere. If you're only going to keep one cheese in your fridge after 60, this might be the one to pick. It's got everything your aging body needs: strong protein, key vitamins, helpful bacteria, and none of the stuff that slows you down. Gruyere is made from raw milk from cows that graze on natural alpine grass, which gives it a rich and unique nutritional profile. This isn't just a tasty cheese, it's like a finely aged health supplement wrapped in flavor. One of the most powerful things in Gruyere is something called propionic acid, made during the aging process. This natural compound can lower inflammation, improve cholesterol, and even help guard against certain cancers. It also produces vitamin B12 in very high amounts, something many older adults are lacking, and that's essential for memory, energy, and nerve function. Now let's talk about something called glutathione. This is your body's master antioxidant, the one that protects your cells from damage, supports your immune system, and helps detoxify your body. But as you age, your body produces less of it. The good news? Gruyere contains the right amino acids, cysteine and glycine, to naturally boost glutathione levels in your system. That's rare in any food, let alone cheese. It's also high in zinc, phosphorus, and selenium, which work together to support bone strength, immune health, and thyroid function. And here's something special: Gruyere's protein is so well aged and broken down, your body barely has to work to absorb it. That's a big plus if your digestion isn't what it used to be. It helps you maintain muscle without putting stress on your system. And there's more. Gruyere also contains lactotripeptides, which have been shown to lower blood pressure naturally. It's one of the only cheeses out there that can support cardiovascular health rather than hurt it. For best results, enjoy it gently melted into warm, not boiling, soups or on a slice of whole grain bread. That combo helps your body absorb more B vitamins and antioxidants. It's a small change that brings big results over time. 5. Processed cheese slices. Let's shift gears and talk about the cheeses you should be careful with, starting with one that might be in your fridge right now: processed cheese slices. Processed cheese slices are barely real cheese. In fact, many of them contain less than 50% actual cheese. The rest? It's a mix of artificial emulsifiers, preservatives, flavor enhancers, food colorings, and a type of sodium that your heart just doesn't need. 2 slices can have more than 600 milligrams of sodium, and most of that comes from sodium phosphate, a form of salt that's even harsher on your kidneys and blood vessels than regular table salt. And here's where it gets worse. These slices also contain emulsifiers like polysorbate 80 and cellulose gum, which can disturb the balance of bacteria in your gut. That gut imbalance isn't just about digestion, it's linked to inflammation, fatigue, even mood swings and mental health issues. Over time, it chips away at your well-being in ways you might not even connect to your sandwich. The preservatives used, like sorbic acid and natamycin, are designed to give these slices an extra-long shelf life, but they accumulate in the body over time and may harm your beneficial gut bacteria. And don't be fooled by the label saying 0 grams trans fat. Legally, companies can round down anything under 0.5 grams to 0, but those hidden trans fats can still raise bad cholesterol, lower the good kind, and increase your risk of heart problems. Worst of all, they market these slices as a good source of calcium and protein. But due to heavy processing, your body struggles to absorb those nutrients properly. So you think you're doing something good, but you're actually getting less of what you need and more of what harms you. 6. Jarred cheese spreads. Now let's talk about something that might seem harmless but is actually one of the worst choices you can make: cheese spreads in jars, especially the kind that doesn't need refrigeration until after it's opened. If a cheese product can sit on a shelf for months without spoiling, that alone should make you pause. These spreads are often made with very little real cheese. Instead, they're packed with modified food starch, cheap oils, and chemical additives that keep the texture soft and the flavor artificial. What you're really eating is a heavily processed product that your body doesn't recognize as food, and that becomes more dangerous as you age. One of the biggest red flags in these spreads is the presence of partially hydrogenated oils, also known as trans fats. These fats are so harmful that many countries have banned them entirely. Even if your jar says trans fat free, it may still contain interesterified fats, which some early research suggests might be just as damaging. These fats are linked to heart disease, high cholesterol, and inflammation, the last thing you need if you're managing blood pressure or cardiovascular issues. The sodium content is shocking, sometimes 500 milligrams in just 2 teaspoons, and let's be honest, most people use more than that. This overload of salt can cause your body to retain fluid, which stresses your heart and kidneys. For seniors already watching their sodium, this can quietly push your health in the wrong direction. It doesn't stop there. Many jarred cheese spreads contain MSG, sometimes hidden under names like yeast extract or natural flavors, which can cause headaches, dizziness, or heart palpitations in sensitive individuals. Add to that artificial colors and flavorings, which have been linked to allergic reactions and possible neurotoxic effects. And perhaps the most worrying part? The plastic packaging these spreads come in often leaches phthalates into the product, chemicals known to disrupt hormones, increase cancer risk, and affect metabolism over time. That's not a risk worth taking for a flavor that can easily be replaced with something healthier. So, while that jar might seem like an easy dip or sandwich spread, it's quietly working against your heart, hormones, and long-term well-being. For your age and stage of life, this is one cheese product worth removing from your pantry for good. 7. Pre-shredded cheese in bags. It's tempting, right? No mess, no cutting, just sprinkle and go. But what most people don't realize, especially older adults trying to stay healthy, is that this convenience comes with a hidden price. Pre-shredded cheese is not the same as fresh cheese you grate at home. To keep those little pieces from clumping together, manufacturers add anti-caking agents like cellulose, which is often made from wood pulp or potato starch. While these ingredients might not be outright toxic, they're not digestible either. For someone over 60, especially with a sensitive stomach or digestive issues, that can mean bloating, discomfort, or worse. And that's just the beginning. These additives interfere with how your body absorbs nutrients from the cheese. Even if the label says it has calcium or protein, your body may not get the full benefit because the coating prevents proper digestion. The cheese also tends to melt poorly, and the texture doesn't behave like real cheese. That's a red flag about what's really inside. What's more, most pre-shredded cheeses contain natamycin, an antifungal agent. It helps prevent mold but acts like a low-grade antibiotic in your system, which can slowly disrupt your gut bacteria over time. That gut imbalance is serious. Your microbiome affects your immunity, mental clarity, mood, and more. And here's something the packaging won't tell you. Pre-shredded cheese often uses lower quality milk, which may contain higher levels of hormones or antibiotics. The shredding process also increases surface area, which speeds up oxidation, a process that breaks down nutrients and creates harmful compounds. That means even before it reaches your plate, the cheese has already started to degrade in quality. Lastly, this type of cheese tends to be high in histamines, a naturally occurring compound that can trigger headaches, anxiety, skin rashes, and digestive issues, especially in people over 60, who may already have more sensitivity to food-related triggers. 8. Blue cheese. What gives blue cheese its distinct flavor and look is a mold called Penicillium roqueforti. While this mold is considered safe for many people, it produces compounds known as mycotoxins. These toxins build up in the body over time and may cause trouble for your liver, immune system, and digestion, especially if you're already dealing with inflammation or chronic conditions. Even more concerning is that blue cheese is extremely high in tyramine, a naturally occurring compound that can cause blood pressure spikes and severe migraines. For older adults taking medications like MAO inhibitors, often prescribed for depression or Parkinson's disease, eating blue cheese could lead to a dangerous hypertensive crisis, a medical emergency that can strike without warning. Then there's the issue of histamines. Blue cheese contains some of the highest histamine levels among all cheeses. If you've ever felt flushed, anxious, itchy, or couldn't sleep after a meal, histamines could be the reason. And as we age, our bodies get less efficient at breaking them down, making symptoms more likely. It also packs a heavy dose of sodium, more than 400 milligrams in just 1 ounce, and that's before you realize that its strong flavor often makes people use more, not less. Plus, the type of fat it contains, especially palmitic acid, is one of the more inflammatory saturated fats, which means it can raise your bad cholesterol and stress your heart. And here's something many don't know: because of its strong odor and sharp flavor, it's harder to tell when blue cheese has gone bad. That means there's a real risk of food poisoning, especially for people with weaker immune systems. So while blue cheese may feel indulgent or nostalgic, the truth is it's one of the riskiest choices in the cheese world for seniors. Now that you've heard both sides of the story, the cheeses that build you up and the ones that can quietly break you down, it's clear that what you choose at the grocery store really does matter. Especially after 60, when your body doesn't bounce back as easily and every bite counts toward your strength, independence, and quality of life. And now, we'd love to hear from you. What's one cheese you could never give up, even after hearing all this? Have you noticed a change in your health when you eat certain cheeses, good or bad? Share your story in the comments, we read every one. And if this helped you, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more health tips made just for you.